I'll tell you what we're going to do now. We're going right to the phone line, and I'm joined on the phone by two people, Danny and Rich. How are you guys doing?
Hi there, good. How are you, John?
Danny and Rich McNamara. From the band Embrace. That's right, yeah, so we're talking about your new EP. Yeah, I can only hear one of you, so it's very quiet in the background.
Which
I can hear you.
You can hear me. Do you want to get on this mic, Rick?
Yeah, I think it's Rick, I can't hear. No.
No, alright, he's coming over. He's coming over to the mic. Right, hello.
That's better.
He's on the same mic now. Okay.
Alright, that's much better. Yeah, hiya.
Live radio.
Oh, take two, rewind. Yeah, so from the band Embrace, new EP out, or coming out, called Refugees.
That's right, yeah.
And what's the story? Because you've been, I mean, you were absolutely huge, at the end of the 90s?
Yeah, and into the next decade as well. Yeah, we're almost like Cliff Richard. We've had like hit singles in 3 decades. Well, not yet. Yeah.
I was going to say, you're working on it.
Hopeful.
You're working on it. So, I mean, you obviously haven't just disappeared. You've been doing lots of other stuff behind the scenes, I'm assuming.
Danny bought a club, and I was doing some production work. I was kind of doing that for about 3 or 4 years, and then decided that I'd rather get back into writing my own stuff. And it got to a point where I was writing stuff that I thought was too good to go by the wayside, so I called the lads, and then we got back together. It's pretty much the...
Yeah, one of the first songs that he ever played us was Refugees, and so that really set the bar for the rest of the album. It was almost finished when he played it as well. He'd done all the drums and everything on it, and it just sounded really good. So I guess that's why it's been so long for us to finish the album, because we wanted to write another 9 songs that were as good as that. It's taken us all this time to get there, really.
So there must be quite a lot in the recycle bin, I'm assuming it's taking you that long. I mean, you must come up with a few ideas, give them a go, not up to standards you want.
We did about 500 in the end.
Blimey.
Yeah.
That's some going. So, I mean, yeah, you could maybe rework on them as well in the future.
Oh, yeah, there's stuff that's kind of like, starts off as seeds. There's definitely, like, big seeds out there that we're going to go back to and revisit. We just didn't get them finished, We get, like, a great verse, and then there's no chorus for it, or get a great chorus that's got no verse, and they kind of go into, like, a little pile that we go back to if we're struggling to fill a slot.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff that will go forward for the next album, definitely.
And sort of having done this before, is it easy to sort of come back to it now as you sort of know the game roughly?
No, it's because it's completely changed.
Yeah, everything.
In the place, 10 years?
I mean, we kind of came back to it from a perspective of we didn't want to do what we'd done before, so we were searching for what it was that we did want to do. We kind of knew we didn't want to do the same thing, but, we kind of took what we loved from what we've done before and put that into a new jacket,
Yeah, we still wanted to write big euphoric choruses and stuff, but we wanted to sort of really push the envelope with the music and the lyrics and stuff, and try and do stuff that we'd never done before.
Right, so I mean, where do you feel you've matured in the musical scene, if that's the right way of putting it? Where do you think you've actually got better?
We're all better, really.
Yeah.
I think we're more focused. I think we've kind of come to this album with a really strong vision that of what we didn't want to do. So that's kind of like steered the path, really. And,
I think the lyrics better. I think the bass is better, drums better, guitar's better, my singing's better. Better, really.
I was going to say, listening to it, I mean, the whole production and everything else, it's a very polished, let's say, the one single I've heard, which is Refugees, is fantastic.
Yeah, well, Richard produced it, and most of it is the demo that he brought to the band,
Right.
It's, it's exciting. We've sort of...
Yeah, to do it right first time, that's the trick. That's the tip.
I think we've gone up a notch. I feel like we've become the band that we always wanted to be at last. We've made an album that's better than the first album, which a lot of bands try to do that but don't succeed, and I guess that's why it's taken us this long, really.
Our younger brother thinks that we're cool now as well, so...
A bit of street cred.
Yeah.
Well, because I was chatting to people around here, I'm going to say, I'm trying to Embrace. Are they still going? Well, they are, obviously.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Brilliant. We play, so this has been on our playlist now for about a week, and it's getting a lot of airplay, and people are saying that's pretty good.
Well, that's really good, because we only finished it about a week ago as well.
No, literally the day it came out, we got it on here.
Hot off the press, and you got it straight away, went straight on the playlist, which is amazing.
Are you picking up lots of other play over the country as well?
Yeah, in like Scotland's just always had a really soft spot for us, I think. I mean, 3 of my favourite ever gigs ever were in Scotland, and that's why we're coming back to play there again. It's just we love Scotland. The crowds are just mental, you know.
I was going to say, because you are doing a little mini tour in your 4-date beginning of February.
Yeah, we're playing in Inverness on the 16th of February, which is, I think, your local one.
It is, yeah. Should
be cool.
Just a few, about 60, 65 miles away. So it doesn't sound far.
It's really close in the scheme of things when you think about it.
It doesn't sound that far. It's about an hour and a half away, shall we say? Let's put it that way.
There's not many taxis up there either, is there?
No. Well, there is if you can afford and put it that way. But a good local bus service must get there in as well.
Yeah.
But no, so I mean, you classed it as an intimate gig, and it's the way you put in these.
Yeah. Well, we just wanted to. I mean, we haven't done any gigs for so long. It's been like 8 years or whatever. We just wanted to sort of dip our toe in a little bit first and see how it felt, and we couldn't think of anywhere better than to start everything in Scotland again, you know.
And this is the first time most of these songs have been played live, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
We did a couple of secret gigs. I mean, we want to do the small shows because we want to make sure that we can still do it. You know, it's still the same 5 guys that's been doing it since we started. You know, we don't have any extra kind of backing musicians filling out the gaps and stuff. So we kind of need to find a way of slotting it and making it work. And,
these songs are a little bit harder than the other songs that we used to do. They're a lot more intricate. There's a lot more musicianship going on.
Drummer gets the right sweat on.
It's a proper workout for the drummer.
And I mean, this is going to sound a strange question, but being better songs, have you got to actually pick up your game when you're playing them live that much?
Yeah, that's exactly what we mean.
It's got to be. Definitely got to be more in time.
We can't rely on the old studio technicians to sort the problems out.
No, it's all there.
Well, the studio technician is Richard.
Yeah.
Like, Richard produced the record, you know.
If we're doing rehearsals and I hear something that's not quite right, then
it's his fault.
Get the whip out, crack the whip.
So how are ticket sales for the gigs going? Pretty good, I understand.
Yeah, they're selling out, and we're having to upgrade a lot of the venues, so it's pretty amazing considering it was the only one on pre-sale on Friday. So it's exciting. I can't wait to get back up there again.
Well, so I'm hoping you're going to come across and see you anyway, but I know your company's giving us a couple of tickets to give away as well. Probably do that over this week if we can do that. And
brilliant.
Are you playing the explicit version of the single or the radio edit?
That'd be the radio edit, wouldn't it?
All right.
Come on.
Okay, not the adult version then.
No, I didn't know there was an adult. I just played the one I got sent, to be honest.
Not safe for work.
Right, so there is an explicit version.
Well, you know, explicit and explicit.
Right, yeah.
I mean, it's rude.
No, we're very...
You say it's a rude word.
Oh, no, we're very straight-laced here, so I hope it's the clean version.
Good luck, John.
Cheers for that. Because I'm also head of music. It's my responsibility to make sure it is the clean one.
Uh-oh.
But, no, it's been played a few times, so...
Okay, well, if it's the chorus and nobody's swore, then you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for that, guys. So how long is your set up here? Is he doing a couple of hours? Is it something like that?
Be about an hour and 15, something like that.
And is it all new stuff? Or are you going to put a few of the oldies in there as well?
Yeah. We'll definitely be playing a lot of the new album, but we'll be doing like the old classics like Ashes and Good People.
Yeah, we'll play the ones that we can play the best at the gigs, and then carry on working up the ones that we can't play quite so well, and then fill out the rest of the gig with the hits and the ones that everyone knows on them. Yeah,
the floor fillers as they call them.
Yeah.
Well, that's brilliant stuff. And the album, has you got a title for that yet? Was that still sort of very early?
The album's called Embrace. We had a few ideas for titles, but they all seemed really limiting. In the end, this album feels more like us than we've ever been before. It feels like a more distilled version of what we're about, and so it just felt really right to call it Embrace. We've never done that before, obviously, and we've been so long away. It just felt right as a sort of bold statement, really.
Right, excellent. So I know you've got a official video on YouTube and those sort of sites as well.
Yeah. We Richard came up with the idea for that, and I wrote the script for it. So we've had a big part in all those stuff, like video, artwork, all that sort of stuff.
Is this something you didn't do before? Was it sort of taken it in your hands before?
We always had a little bit.
But our company policy usually is kind of like get some directors' ideas, and then you look through them, laugh at them all, say they're all rubbish, and then pick
the least worst,
pick the least offensive.
Yeah. So we decided, like, we want to be in control of everything this time around, and just try to get everything right this time.
Right. Well, so the single gets released 17th of February. That's what I've got here.
Yeah.
And wish you all the very best for it. We're going to play it right now, so I'm going to let you two introduce it and say thank you very much for joining us here on Nevis today.
Thank you very much.
Right, okay, we're Embrace. This is our new single, Refugees.
The snow, the scream,